Hello everyone, this is Modified Darvas Box coming to you after the close on December 7th, 2021, and wanted to do a quick review on how the bounce is going. And so far it looks like it's going pretty good, knock on wood. Before we get into what I was talking about with the bounce, let me quickly go into who I am for people who don't know. I'm an individual investor who created a stock market trading system based on the books by Nicholas Darvas. These are the two covers. In my opinion, there's only three states of trend that exist: uptrend, downtrend, and sideways. My strategy basically tries to look for, at its core, tries to look for bullish Darvas box patterns that look something like this, and also to either avoid or short bearish Darvas box patterns that look something like that. So anyway, so let's get into the market and what happened today. Huge rally. Basically, anybody leaning bearish got their faces ripped off. They got a butt kicking. You can see it in the daily charts. Let's see here on the daily. Let's go to the SPY because that tends to go a little better. But yeah, big day on the SPY, going from this area of lots of selling. Sell. Boy, they're just screaming sell, and now you get the snapback rally. There is something that does make me wonder, and that's where's the big volume here, the big green volume, which says we're going a lot higher. Basically, there's only two scenarios that can happen if the volume doesn't show up. One is it goes higher because all these people who shorted in here are just they're trapped, and they're gonna take prices higher, or it says, yeah, that's about as far as we got, and maybe we do something like that. My money is that it's going to go higher just because of the sheer, call it emotion or velocity of today's move. Today's move was angry, and you see that more in like the NASDAQ. Whoop. Because look at the size of the gap. The SPY chart doesn't really show the gap, but this one does. Look at that gap up there. And to get a sense of volume, I go to the Qs. And again, there's that big gap as people just got spanked. But again, where's the big green volume? I don't see it. So we're going to take this bounce one day at a time. What's interesting is in terms of drawing Darvas boxes. So right here, I would start drawing a Darvas box, which is basically a sideways range. Call it somewhere in here. Let's go with like right about there. And the thing is, by drawing it right there, that's what I think the parameter is going to be. But if prices keep shooting higher, then there's going to be no need for a box. It won't have created one, at least how I run my system. So on the NASDAQ, I did start a box here, and this one's got room before it threatens. So the NASDAQ may form a box sooner than the S&P 500. I don't know. These things take time, but this is me sort of preliminary drawing what I think might happen, but I might have to remove it. We'll see one day at a time. Let's take a look at a couple of the other indicators that I looked at in the previous video. The T2106 McClellan oscillator. Look at this snapback. Last week we were all the way down here in the minus, and now it's crossed the zero line. That's just one hell of a snapback. The oscillator just gives you an idea of call it maybe intensity up and down. So we get some selling intensity down, and now we get some buying intensity back up. But it's interesting to see that happen. The other indicator I used on the weekend prediction for a bounce was T2107, percent stocks above the 200-day. And let's see, if we move it out here, we can see we've gone from a low back up to low 30s, back up to 40s. Let's see, here's the daily. Yeah, from a low of 32%, now back up to 41%. That's a pretty big jump. Another thing we looked at to help figure out what's going on in the market was the put-call ratio. And you can see, yeah, it peaked out here at 1.15, came in today at 1.01. There's still a lot of pessimism and fear. So that makes me think the scenario of higher prices has a better than average chance of moving higher for that. Where was that? Yeah, right there. So probably this is the right scenario for the time being, as far as I can tell. So let's see, look at a couple more things, then we'll wrap this up. In the spirit of maintaining a few shorts, yeah, I did put a couple on today. Peloton, if you look down here, this thing didn't even participate today. It was down for Pete's sake. So another good reason to kick it in the teeth and use it as a contra to any longs. And then the other one I put on was Dash, which if you just look at this is just garbage. This is just a mess in here. You go up on big volume and then whoops. No, we got to go down. So to me, this one was worth putting on as well today. I always keep a list of bearish stocks, things you might want to short, but my core is going long, so I don't really do that often. And then if I look here in my little scanner, side scanner, came up with a few names, stocks that had decent moves. Probably the one that sticks out here is NVIDIA, I don't know how you pronounce it. But a nice rebound here. I put a little star next to it. The pink arrow to show that, hey, it had a pretty good day. So who knows? Maybe that one keeps going higher. I do not own it, but we'll see what it's definitely one to keep an eye on. So, and then the last one, which I debated buying all day long, and I did not, and I regret it, DWAC. I just feel like we should have been buying it, but I just couldn't bring myself to do it, and I was afraid of getting a loss. And now look at it. Instead, if I had acted, it might have had a gain, but this is very volatile. I wouldn't recommend it, but I thought I'd mention it just because even people like me have regrets. You see something, you don't take it, versus others that you see and you do take it. So you're constantly learning at all times. So anyways, the bounce currently is in effect, and we'll see what happens. But overall, the prediction is coming out. And for anybody who didn't see it, here's my Twitter feed. And yeah, you can see I put it out there on December 5th. I made a video. It's on Rumble. And yeah, the fear greed just got too low in my opinion. So going forward, we'll see what happens. All right. Thanks for listening. Have a great day.